Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tech Bytes, brought to you by MASSP. My name is Ryan Casey, and today I want to share with you a really cool resource I just found out about on Twitter within the last couple weeks called Knowt. That's Knowt. And this is a great tool that you want to share with not only your teachers, but especially your students as well. Because in a nutshell, this website or app, depending on if you're using it on your laptop or phone, will take your notes or your Google Doc that maybe you have typed out or something you have written on your page, and it'll automatically turn it into like flashcards or a quiz for you to review or study from. So again, from a student, you can have some self-advocacy here and kind of prep yourself for some upcoming tests or quizzes. But as a teacher, you can actually set up classes and help create review items or quizzes for your students to participate in and have those get graded if you want. So right now I'm at Knowt, again that's Knowt.io, and the website will give you a real quick 101, if you will, on how it looks on a mobile device and some different things you can do by signing in with your Google or Microsoft account, how you can set up classes on your laptop if you're the teacher, if you're a student and you want to use the app, which I'll show you how to do from my phone to import some notes. It's really slick, it's really easy, and best of all, it's free. So I'm going to walk you through what this looks like from the student lens real quick, if you just want to shoot this out to students so they can start studying on their own for things. And then we'll also switch and look at it from the teacher lens in case they want to set up a classroom or connect it to their Google Classroom especially, and how that looks. So let's get started. All right, so I am already signed in as a student right now. Again, this is a free account that they can set up on Knowt. They can simply log in or set up their account using like the Google sign-in option. It should only take a couple of moments. Again, right now I'm on my laptop in a browser, but you can also do this from the app on a mobile device as well. So again, I can see my student dashboard here. If I was entered in a class, I would see that class here. So again, teachers, if you simply want to just push this out for students to try and use and practice on their own, it's great for that. If you want to take the time to set up a class, which I'll show you in just a couple minutes how to do, and have these assignments get scored, we can do that as well. They give you some sample notes on the side here that you can click on, and you'll notice that all of these notes, whether you want to type them out or copy and paste them in, that's fine, but there is some formatting tools. So if you do want to use an outline view or underline or bold, maybe highlight some different things, you can do that. You can even link and add images. So you really can use this as a pretty profound note-taking tool. You can also create a new note at any time. And you can even import a note. And by import a note, that means you can actually pull it in from your Google Docs. So if you're used to having kids type in Google Docs, you don't want to change up that pattern, that's fine. They can copy and paste or import those in. And what's really cool is once you have some notes listed here, I can now turn this into flashcards to study from, or I can turn it into a quiz and I'll get multiple choice, fill in the blank, true and false type questions. So in this case for photosynthesis, I'm going to click on flashcards. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes to generate, and it'll show me all my terms and definitions. So if there's one that maybe doesn't quite make sense here, let's say this one, I can just delete that from the review list. Otherwise, it looks like it did a pretty good job of grabbing the correct terms and the definitions that follow. So all I have to do now is switch from definitions to the actual flashcard. And as a student, I can go through, and if I want to check, what is this? I click on it. Click on it to flip back, and I can go through. And this is just a quick flashcard system that you can do. And at any time, you can reshuffle these, skip around, go back to the beginning. If you want to go back and you fix a definition or delete something, you can. So we're just flipping between definitions and flashcards. So I closed out of that. I'm going to go to my world history notes now. And this time, I'm going to head over to quiz. And I can decide, how do I want to set this quiz up as a student? Is this like a 5-question pop quiz? Do I want to try and get as many questions out of this thing as I can? We'll go down to 5. I can choose what question types I want. So multiple choice, matching, fill in the blank, true and false, historical ordering. I am on world history, so that might work, but I'm going to click on that one to turn it off for now. Do I want instant feedback to find out if I got that question right or not? Or do I want to wait till the very end? Do I want a quiz that's only on the actual terms, almost like the flashcard we were doing? And do I want to have separate pages, or do I want all of these listed on one page? So depending on what you choose, notice that it'll turn certain things off. So otherwise, I'm pretty good. 5 questions. I'm going to click Quiz Me. We're going to give it a minute to set up my quiz. So now here is my quiz ready to go. Here's my first question. Short answer. We'll see if that is correct. I hit the next green arrow. Oh, see, that would be something to think about, though, with short answer, the formatting issue, right? So I'll hit the next arrow. And this time I have multiple choice. I'm not reading this, so please don't make fun of me. I'm going to say B. Next. Hey, good guess. Oh, that was incorrect. Again, we have it set, so we can get instant feedback as we go through this. So I got 40%. At this point, I can restart it. I can review my answers, or I can go on and it can try and make a new quiz, a new 5-question quiz. If we're done, we hit the X, and we are back at our notes. So anytime a student wants to set up a new note, they can simply click on the Create Note icon, and they can start typing, giving it a title, so on and so forth. Hit the little X to close out. If they want to import a note, again, when they're on a browser, it's really cool. They can actually pull in a website, so whether it's a Wikipedia page or maybe a certain article that they need to study from, they can pull it in using a URL, or they can actually upload something saved on their computer already, or, again, as I mentioned earlier, their Google Docs. So, of course, you can copy and paste at any time as well, but you might find this a little easier for your students. Next, I want to switch over and show you how this works from a mobile device. Alright, so now I'm connected to my phone, and I pulled up the app, the Knowt app, and I already signed in. Again, I just signed in with my Google credentials there, and it has these same 3 notes that we saw on my student dashboard. Again, it's really cool because you can see what the notes look like. You can still edit. You can still turn these into flashcards and quizzes. You still have that option. But what's really cool here is if I hit in the upper right corner this import option, you'll notice I have a couple of different options here now. So I can look for files on my phone. I can pull in notes from the Notes app. And what's really cool is I can actually scan notes. So I'm going to go over to some notes I have on a page here. And this, it doesn't work perfect, but it saves a student from having to retype it all hand by hand. I'm going to take a picture. It's going to ask me to scan here. If it looks okay, that's all good. I'm going to hit the green check button. I'm going to submit this. It's going to take a minute to convert. So again, it kind of broke up some of my sentences here a little bit. Not perfect, but for the most part, not too bad. I could go through in just a couple minutes and clean that up, and it would have been faster than me having to type that all out by hand. So I can hit done. There's my note. Again, I can turn into flashcards or quizzes. I'm done with this. I can go back, and there's my new scan note, which again I could retitle. So again, really simple way to help students review for quizzes and tests. I'm going to show you real quick now what it looks like from a teacher dashboard, and then we will be all set. So now we are back on the teacher dashboard for Knowt. Again, teachers, when you go to the Knowt website, there's a spot for teachers where you can sign up. It's going to look similar to how the student dashboard looked. Again, we can see some sample notes there. We see some classes that I've already set up, but this is where we're going to create a class, and then we can actually start turning these notes into assignments. So again, if you want to assign some of these flashcards and these quiz assignments to students and have them scored, you can do that. Again, as we already shown, students can do this on their own. I have one class set up. to simply create a class, you hit the little plus sign there, and you can go through and give your class a name, choose different colors. You can connect it to your Google Classroom if you want. And then you can also type out or set up different assignments. So as you can see here, there's homework, classwork, quiz, test, practice, and they can all have different percentage points weighed out, and you can even adjust what those grades are. Again, that is if you are going to score it or have Knowt score it for you. But if certain things you don't want to use, you just hit the little minus sign, and you're left with different items there. Again, once you have that all set up, you would then hit create, and it'll show up on your dashboard. So I went ahead and did that already for my 3rd hour biology class that is set up. Again, I don't have any assignments listed. I don't have any students listed. Again, I can connect this to my students in Google Classroom. I can also give out a link for students to join my class as well. So just like you would in any other LMS system. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select my photosynthesis notes over here, and I'm going to create an assignment out of this. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to give it a name. Photosynthesis, I'll say practice. Again, from those different settings we set up, I can choose whether this is going to be graded or not. In this case, I'm going to say no, it wasn't graded. 0% was what my practice was, so I put it on there. Again, do I want to make it mandatory? Am I going to randomize the question? Am I going to do a terms only type of quiz? Kind of some of those things we set up on the student side. Do we want to give them instant grades right away? How many points? How many questions is it going to be? And then again, just like we did from the student side, what type of questions do we want to allow to have happen? So we're going to do those 3. We would hit create. Give it a couple seconds to process. And then this would be the quiz that I can look at. I can practice it myself. I can go back and edit it at any time. I can publish. I can put in a date and time that it's due. And now if I close out, they can see those are the upcoming assignments right there. And then I can go in at any time and see what students and their scores, just like you would in any other systems. And that was Knowt. Again, hopefully you can see the power in that tool. Again, a free resource, great for students and pretty cool for teachers too if you want to mix up how you're reviewing or studying for quizzes and tests and other assessments. As always, you can find Tech Bytes by going to massp.com/techbytes and logging in with your membership. You can also head on over to the MASSP YouTube channel where we have almost 200 different video resources at your disposal. So if you could do that and subscribe to our channel, we would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great day.